Hi everyone, it's Ashton, aka the Outspoken Oracle, and I'm back with another tarot reading for you. Please keep in mind that tarot readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please only take what resonates with you. Think of me as your bestie that's just giving you a little bit of advice, and as with your best friend, if your best friend gives you some advice, you take some, you leave some, but just use your discernment as to what is for you. So this is a message for the divine feminines out there. It is time for you to let go of your masculine. It's time to let go. I got this message earlier today. And while I was receiving this message, I proceeded to energetically, to the best of my ability, release my masculine, regardless of everything that has happened. I started to energetically release him, and when I energetically released him, I had a major download about why I had been holding on so tight. And surprisingly enough, it's crazy because, you know, with my bio dad, who wasn't in my picture, like, he came up in my childhood healing. My mom came up in my childhood healing. And for some reason, my stepdad, who is my dad that raised me, did not come up. And I had a major download about him when I was releasing my masculine. And the download that I had about him, the realization that I had about him that I needed to heal, was that my dad was there, but he wasn't present. He wasn't a present father. He was there, but he wasn't present. And he wasn't loving. He wasn't unloving. He just was there. He was there, but he wasn't present. Like very few, like he's a quiet man, you know, things of that nature. He just wasn't a very active father. He was there, but not present. And I think that for me, not just with my masculine, but with other masculine energies in my life, I had gotten to the point where I had accepted masculine energy being there but not present, and that was something that I needed to heal through. And so me releasing my masculine allowed me to have this realization and allowed me to then do some inner child work to work through this. And I realized that that's been the one thing that's actually been missing for my healing, is understanding why I happen to attract men that elicit these behaviors where they're there but not present. And that is like a main thing with my divine masculine. His energy has been on me since the beginning of us knowing each other, to the point where I actually told him. I told him within not even a week of knowing him, I'm like, I can't get your energy off me. I told him this before I knew that we were twin flames, before I told him we were twin flames, everything. I told him straight up, like, your energy is stuck on me. I can't get it off of you. Before I even knew about any of this stuff, I told him this. So his energy has always been there. But since we've gone no contact, he has not been present. And even when we were still in contact, as he pulled away, he became less and less present. And that's something that I attract in men, and that's something I needed to heal. And so me letting him go, I think, is about to unlock this new part of me. It unlocked a huge part of the type of men that I attract into my life, and a huge part of what I needed to heal. And so right now, the message that I am getting is that divine feminines, you need to let go of your masculines. And I'm going to see what the cards have to say about that. I know what the message was for me, but let's see what Spirit has in terms of some further messages in regards to this for the Divine Feminine Collective. All right, angels, guides, ancestors, please assist me with this reading. Please help to give me insight into the questions I seek answers to. Protect me from any negative entities that might try to interfere on this reading, give me false information. Please speak truth and honesty to me through the cards. Give me insight of the highest good for everyone involved. And as always, thank you for showing up for me each and every day. I love you so much. All right, Spirit, what message do you have for the Divine Feminine Collective in regards to what or how or whatever it is in regards to letting go of their masculine, their divine masculine? What is the message you have for the feminine in regards to letting go of their divine masculine, Spirit? What is the message you have for the Divine Feminine collectives that is watching this reading in regards to letting go of the Divine Masculine? Spirit, what is the message you have for Divine Feminines? Okay. All right, so with this matriarch of blades coming out, the overall energy of this reading is very much of, and this actually ties into the reading that I did this morning. So if you resonate with this, go and watch the reading that I did this morning. I can't remember what the title of it is, but this matriarch of blades is very much tying into the lies that you've been telling about to yourself. Like, you need to release your masculine because you holding on to them is still perpetuating lies that you're telling yourself about the way that you show up in relationships, or the way in which the other masculine energies in your life show up in relationships, and what you feel like you are deserving of when it comes to masculine energies in relationships. By you holding on to them, you are blocking your ability to actually see clearly what it is that you have been telling yourself in regards to these lies regarding who you are in relationship to masculine energy. And it doesn't even have to be in relationships. It's just like, just generally, even in just like everyday interactions. And for me, those interactions oftentimes are people that are there but not present in terms of masculine energies. Because as long as you're telling yourself these lies, you're never going to get that happy ending that you're looking for with this happy family card. These lies that you are holding on to while you are continuing to hold on to your masculine are keeping you from having your happy ending and your happy family. And I am very much getting that, like, because you are holding on to your masculine energy, and this message is specifically for those of you who have done the healing work, who feel like you are very much there. And you know what I mean when I say this. If you've done the healing work, you feel like you're there, and you've done most of the stuff that you need to do, and you're in the refining stages. But what I was saying about that is that this is very much, wow, I just totally lost that thought. But it's very much giving me this energy that, oh yeah, when you are holding on to this old version, like this masculine energy that you are connected to, you are still holding on to that old version of you before you did the healing work. By holding on to your masculine energy, you're holding on to the version of you before you did the healing work, before you turned into the you that you are now. And if you hold on to that old version of you that the masculine caught your attention of, then you are continuing to perpetuate this lie about who you are as a person, because you're not that person anymore. I know for a fact that I am no longer the person that I was when I met my masculine, and I see why it was so important for me to let him go and to let go of that energy that's between us. I mean, his energy is always going to be there, and I have accepted that. But the thing of it is that what I was accepting from him was his energy being there without him being there, and me holding on to this idea of him coming around, when in actuality is that he's not around, and so therefore he needs to be let go of, and I need to allow this other energy in. Because the truth of the matter is that I know for me, I have options right now. I have people that are trying to pursue me because I know I'm magnetic AF right now. And I am not fully open to it because I'm holding out hope for this person who's not there. And for me, that has been good enough, but it's not good enough because I want somebody that's fully there that can give me a happy family. And this person cannot, despite what our connection is. And I know that I'm not the same person that I was before. And me holding on to him, I'm hoping that he's not the same person. I feel like he's not the same person, but he still could be. But Also, I'm not allowing for him, even if he wanted to come in a new change version, but I'm not even going to hold out hope for that, because I'm ready for somebody to show up for me that is going to match me at the frequency that I am. It's going to be equally yoked. And so you need to recognize that you have moved past this version of yourself that initially came into contact with your masculine, or that last had contact with your masculine, or that just like the version of your masculine that you're holding on to. It's time for you to move forward in your life and be passionate about getting your happy ending. That is where your focus needs to be. If you're holding on to focus about your masculine, then your focus is not about your end goal, which is your happy ending, your happy family, and the things that you want in life. And so you need to release them, because if they're not showing up for you, then they're not going to give this to you. And if you've done the healing work, then you're going to be like me, and you're going to be magnetic right now, which means that you are going to have all the options in the world that you need to get the happy ending that you want. If they can't give it to you, somebody else will, and somebody that's going to be resonating at your level that can give that to you, because you are so deserving of that right now. And just because your masculine doesn't value you and doesn't see your worth and is unwilling to actually show you that they value you and unable to acknowledge your worth, doesn't mean that somebody else won't. So it's time for you to stop blocking out your blessings, especially if you are bringing, like if you have people that are waiting there, waiting for you to be like, have your heart open to somebody other than just your masculine, then accept that in, because you get to have your happy ending regardless. And so it's time to release them. And a lot of you guys, I know intuitively with this Corn Maiden, are feeling like it is time for you to release it. There is a part of your inner nature that is telling you, like, the time is now. Like, you're feeling fully cooked. You're feeling fully cooked enough to where it's time for you to let go and just let things happen as they will, and just surrender to the, to the ebb and flow of life. Because if you continue to ignore this inner calling to let go of them, you are going to, dishonor yourself. You are going to find that you have less in life to celebrate. Your gratitude levels are going to go down, so that work that you've done on yourself is going to start to dissipate, and you will start reverting back to the old version of yourself as long as you hold on to your masculine. Because the longer you hold on to your masculine, it builds resentment there. And with that resentment, you start to vibrate at a lower level. And the truth of the matter is that, like, you never want to go on resenting your masculine. Even if it's just like the slightest sliver of hope that you guys might be together, they won't be called in as long as you're resenting them. And truth be told, like, for me, this transformation that has happened within me since meeting my masculine was the best thing that ever happened to me in my entire life. Ever. Best thing ever that's happened to me. It was so needed, and I know that he was the only person on this planet that could have activated me in that way. And so for me, I have an immense amount of love and gratitude for him, regardless of anything that doesn't ever transpire between us. Like, I don't care, because he has such a high regard in my heart as a person, and I will always be grateful for his existence, because meeting him set me free from the bondage of my life that I was living, set me free from the lies and the falsehoods that I told myself about myself, set me free from the matrix of life, set me free from the illusions that the world and society were feeding me. Nobody else could have done that. And meeting him triggering me through this healing allowed for me to get to this place. And so regardless I have all the love in the world for him, regardless. I have so much appreciation for him, regardless. And I know that if I continue to hold on to the idea of him, that resentment will start to build, because not only will it take me further away from my goal of my happiness and my happy family, but it's also going to make me feel resentful towards myself, because I will return to that self-abandoning. That is part of the reason why I got to the place where I needed to heal to begin with. So follow your intuition about letting them go. Trust your intuition when it tells you that it's time. Yeah, you with this nine of pipes here, it's like you've put in too much work, too much effort fighting against all the odds to get you to this place to give up now. You have to keep going through this fight. And part of what it means to keep going through this fight is to eventually let go of dead weight. And honestly, your masculine right now is dead weight. So you have to win this fight, because ultimately with winning this fight, you get to win yourself in all fullness. Holding on to this dead weight is going to leave you in a place of lack with this Nine of Shields here. Because what I'm hearing is, by you holding on to something that your intuition is telling you to let go of, you are not trusting what God's purpose is for you. And you are, again, returning to your own understanding of who you are and thinking that you know better than God. And so then you're flying a little bit too close to the sun and you will be shot down. So it's time to let go, because it'll leave you in a place of lack ultimately. You don't want to return to the person that you were. You don't want to lose what you've gained. It's time to release your divine masculine. Because you are the medicine woman right now. You are in your full healer mode. You have achieved, and the medicine woman in this deck is the equivalent of the Empress. You are in receptive mode. If you are in receptive mode, if you are in healer mode, if you are at one with the energies of this planet, of Earth, of the people around you, then things should be coming to you. You should be receiving things. And it's just with a simple thought, a simple idea, a simple inkling. And if your masculine's not coming in, that's not what you should be receiving. And by you starting to resent that person or have bitterness or get upset, then you are not going to be in receptive mode. You will lose your standing as long as you hold on to something that you're not supposed to have. It's time to let go. You are in full healer mode. You are completely where you're supposed to be right now. You've done the healing. Now it's time that you help heal other people, but you can't fully help heal other people, and you can't continue to heal yourself as long as the toxicity of your masculine is held on to. And it's not toxic because they're toxic. It's toxic because you're holding on to something that's not working for you. This Maiden of Blades here, I'm picking up that there, like, those of you that are going to be watching this video are going to probably have a lot of doubts about what it is that you're going to receive in replacement. You're going to have a lot of doubts about this information that I'm giving you about releasing them. And it's not going to make you feel comfortable, but you have to understand that your understanding of how things are is not the greatest. Your mind is causing the doubts. What is your intuition telling you about what you should be doing at this time? If your intuition is telling you that it's time to let go, then it's time to let go. And I know that my intuition was telling me it was time to let go. And when I did let go, I had tingles and chills all throughout my body, just as confirmation. Because here's the thing. If you are in medicine woman or Empress mode, but you are holding on to your masculine who's not there for you, who's not around, who is not showing up, who is not confessing his love for you, who is not wanting to claim you, then you are still balancing between the two worlds. You are still trying to juggle this new version of yourself and this old version of yourself who had worthiness wounds, who had abandonment wounds, who had all these other things. And for you to be the full embodiment of the Empress, you have to let go of the things that were keeping you from being elevated to this level to begin with. You can't keep juggling these things. Holding on to your masculine who is not there for you yet means that you are juggling between two worlds. Either you are an Empress or you're not. And I choose being an Empress. I choose being a medicine woman. I choose to no longer juggle things that carry too much weight for me, that don't make any sense for me. My masculine served a purpose, and I am forever grateful for him. But that purpose is over. I'm this other version of myself, and I release him lovingly into the universe. And I am so grateful for that interaction because it created a space for me to heal and for me to hold, to grow. And I'm no longer wanting to juggle this version of me that is waiting for this person to show up, because I know what my purpose is, regardless if he wants to be on this mission with me or not. You know, I once told him, I said, like, it feels like I'm carrying the weight of a group assignment that you don't want to show up for. I don't even think he responded to me when I said that, but I told him that. I mean, he understood. But like, I don't want to carry that resentment of a person doing a class project where their partner's not doing anything. And so I'm turning this project in on my own, and I'm standing in my own purpose. And that's okay. If you are just feeling like it's time to let go, if your intuition is telling you it's time to let go, then it's time to let go. What's not working for a lot of us, and this was me up until earlier today, is wanting to hold on to something. And it is important to us, right? It's something that's very important. I understand the desire to hold on, but the truth of the matter is that this holding on is leaving you sad, lonely, bitter. It's not letting you go with the flow of life because you're holding on to something, and the wind can't take you places if your wings aren't open to receive the wind. It's time to let go. The desire to hold on is what is blocking your blessings at this time. And so it's time to let go. You're blocking your blessings by holding on with this Four of Shields. And the blessing that you're blocking the most is the blessing of love with this Chief of Vessels in reverse. You personally are not fully emotionally open and ready and willing to receive the love of a lifetime if you're holding on to your masculine. But also, you are carrying an energetic signature that you already taken when you're holding on to something, someone that's not there. And so the Chief of Vessels upright is not going to show up for you. They're not going to show up because from an energetic standpoint, you already belong to somebody. So it's time to let go so that you can bring in this love. Because I know that some of you guys have options, and yet these options are not solidifying at this time because you're holding on to something that's not there. You're holding on to a ghost. You're holding on to a ghost with this Chief of Council that's the same as an Emperor that's not willing to step into their full Emperor potential. You're holding on to the ghost of somebody who is choosing the matrix world, who is choosing material realm, who is choosing things that are not of God instead of God's design and God's path. But that's their choice. And since they've made their choice to choose that path, then you need to make the choice to choose a path that leads to your happiness. Because you've done the work and you deserve your blessings. You can wish them the best, but they are no longer your problem. They've made their choice, and their choice wasn't you. And the sooner you accept that and the sooner you let go, the sooner you will uncover your desire to hold on to them, but also you will uncover the fact that you have so many more options that are out there. Stop avoiding the inevitable with this Tower in reverse here. Because if you avoid the inevitable, then bad things could potentially happen. And honestly, the bad thing could potentially be that you are waiting 10, 20, 30 years from now for something that's never going to come. And then you're going to feel like you wasted your life. While they're probably still happy living in the world and being like, and doing whatever they want, while you're sitting here waiting for a ghost. Yeah, with the 7 here, it's like, they're going to be happy with their options. And if you hold on to them, you're avoiding the inevitable. And even anything that does show up for you in the future is still just going to be options. It's not going to be anything that's solid. You're going to be getting the same thing over and over again with other options that come in that you got from your masculine by holding on to them. You're going to get somebody that's not committed, that won't show up for you, that won't fully claim you, all these things. So stop trying to avoid the inevitable here. Create options that are real, that are solid. Because you can see here with the 7 of Vessels, there's this like outline of a man there that's not real. You want a real man or real woman or real non-binary person to show up for you. Not some ghost. It's time to stop lying to yourself. It's time to be honest with yourself. It's time to get some clarity about the situation, about what's been holding you back from actually bringing in a true divine masculine in general. And you won't find that clarity until you let go of them, until you release them. I had to release my divine masculine, and I saw that my thing was that I was okay with having masculine energy in my life that was there but not present with me, which was exactly how my divine masculine was showing up, there but not present. And now I'm okay with him being there, but I'm not okay with him not being present. And so he's no longer going to be something that I aspire for, because I aspire for there and present. And that's not who he can be, and that's okay, because that's his choice. It's his free will. My free will is to go after my happiness. At the end of the day, this is all love. This is all what's best for you with this 1 of Vessels. It's all love, because God created every step of this twin flame journey for you to come back to love, to return to love of yourself, of God, of everyone else in your life, of human nature in general. The love will be there. You will receive love. And with this 1 of Vessels, it's telling me that new love is on the way for you. You have somebody that's waiting in the wings. And honestly, I'm hearing the word fast. So the sooner you let go, that's too many. The sooner you let go, the faster that this new person will come in for you. And some of you guys might even already be dating other people, but you haven't been able to fully open your heart to them because you've been holding on to your masculines. In which case, the second you release them, then maybe the whole dynamic of your relationship will change. With this Maiden of Vessels in reverse, it's very much giving me, you have not received this message of love that you're waiting to receive because you haven't let go yet. When you let go of the your masculine, then this Maiden of Vessels is going to be upright, and the message of love, of care, of appreciation, of whatever is going to appear in front of you. And I'm not saying that it's going to, and here's the thing, your divine masculine could actually show up as soon as you let go, right? But I'm saying that, like, for other people that have been lurking in the shadows, that have been waiting for you to be energetically free, they haven't said anything to you because it hasn't felt like you were free to love. You let go of your masculine, you will be free to love, and you will get lots of messages of adoration, of appreciation, of love, of care, of all these other things. But you have to let go, because as long as you are holding on to your masculine energetically, it's like you are being claimed. It's like a dog peed on you to mark their territory. Okay? With the smoke signals here, it's Eight of Pipes. It's very much giving me like, it's time to get a move on. It's time to get a move on. It's time to take this action. And the truth of the matter is that, again, going back to this Maiden of Vessels, you let go, then the messages of love that you've been waiting for are going to come in. And that's what's going to happen. That's the truth. All right. My Divine Feminines, I have appreciated rocking with you guys today. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. Thank you for showing up. Please never forget just how divine you are.